Good day, ladies and gents. We're doing day 8 of our EOC review. Similar triangles and polygons is what we're doing today. All right, so to do this, the best way to do this is to separate these. And so remember that we can do the alternate interior angles. I know that this angle right here is equal to this angle right here. And I also know that these angles are equal because they're vertical, right? All right, so with that idea, let's go ahead and separate these. So I'll have my big one, and then I'll have my little one. And I'm just making an equal out of triangles. I really don't know what equals what other than what I'm about to do. So just make equal out of triangles. It doesn't matter which one's short or long. We're going to match these up in a minute. And we know for a fact that let's go ahead and make this a single, this a double, and in the same position on the little one, this a single and this a double. And then we're just going to match everything here to these new pictures. All right, so if we match these pictures, we know that from the single to the double is a C. So single to double, here's the letter C. Double to nothing is A. So double to nothing is A. And I know that single to nothing is B. So single to nothing is B. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I know that single to double is D. Single to double is D. Single to nothing is E. And double to nothing is F. Double to nothing is F. It just happened to be in the same positions. That's not always going to happen. All right, and now our life is going to be super, super simple. All right, so I'm going to get some pretty colors here. Okay, so this is saying A goes on the top, right? So if this is A, what is going to match up with F? Very good. Okay, so A over F. So this is the top, this is the bottom. So this is the top of the fraction. This is the bottom of the fraction. So A over F, and that would match up to so something and E. So here's E. So then what would be the other one? So if this is E right here, that would match up with the letter B. So B, the letter B goes right here, and that's basically the easiest, safest way to do this. And that's the answer to number 1. All right, number 2. All right, so on number 2, all right, we know the easiest way to do this would be that this 8 over 12 is equal to 6 over x. That'll be the easiest way to do this. And then we're going to cross product. So it's going to be these two go together, so that's 8 times your x, and then these two go together. So that equals 12 times 6. All right, when we multiply that, we get 8x is equal to 72. We're going to divide both sides by 8, and we would get 9. And if you put that back in, that makes sense. Does that look legit? Yes, it does. And the answer was 9. And that's it for number 2. Number 3. Okay, now the best way to do this. There's a couple of different ways how to do this. One would be to separate these. That would probably be the best way to do that. But what we could do is all right, so if we do this right here, if I take this, I'm making a smaller version. So see how this is big and that's small? So I'm making just a smaller version of this right here, where this is 90, and there's the single angle. All right, so we're going to take all this information and we're going to put it over here. So we're going to take this information and put it right there. So I'll zoom out a little bit. Here we go. Now from 90 to 90 is 5. So I'm going to put the 5 right here. Now the 90 to this corner right here is 5. So 90 to the corner, see right there, that's 5. And then the diagonal is x. So the diagonal is x. So we took all this information, put it here, and now these two are the ones that we're going to match. All right, so we know, so I'm going to let this be the top of my fraction and this be my bottom of my fraction. It really doesn't matter just as long as one over the other, right? So if I compare this, that would compare to this side. So I'll do this orange, top and bottom, and let's do a purple. I definitely want to find x, right? So it'd have to be this one and this one, where this is the top, that's the bottom. So I'm going to do my orange first. 6 over 5 is equal to, let's do the purple, 10 over x. And now you just cross product. So these two go together, 6 times x is equal to these two go together, 10 times 5. we get 6x is equal to 50, divide by 6 on both sides, and you get 8.3, the 33, the 33, the 33, repeating forever and ever and ever. Now, I'm like, oh my gosh, is that wrong? No, it can't be, because they said, hey, round to nearest hundreds if necessary. How many zeros does 100 have? It has 2. So I'm going 2 numbers. I'm going 2 decimal places. The question is, am I staying at 8.33, or am I going to 8.3? What's the number right after 33? So $8.33, $8.34. All right, and how do I make that decision? The number after it, which was a 3. If I take the ball and I drop it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I take the ball and I drop it at 3, would it roll back home or would it roll to the next number? It'd roll back home, and that's my final answer. And if I put it back in the picture, does it make legit sense? 8.33. This was 6, that was 10, this was 5, this is 8. Yeah, it feels good. So 8.33 is your final answer, and that's the answer number 3. All right, number 4. All right, so on number 4 here, zoom in a little more. Okay, so are these similar? Yes or no? That's the question. All right, so now the way to prove that triangles are similar. Okay, the way to prove that is either AA similarity, SAS similarity, or SSS similarity. Those are the rules. And with those rules, corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding sides are proportional. Those are the rules. So meaning that the ratios are equal, okay? All right, so those are the rules. So corresponding angles are equal, corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, so with those rules, let's see. Now, first of all, how many sides does this have on one of these triangles? We only have 2 sides. So we have 2 sides. Which one of these only has 2 sides? That's this one right here. So we need to make sure that the angle between these 2 sides, where they meet, does this angle right here equal where these 2 sides meet? Where do those 2 meet? Right here. Are those 2 equal, yes or no? So we're seeing, is SAS happy or sad? So the angles, are those equal? Yes. Why? Because those are vertical. So far, so good. So that's good. Now we just have to see if the sides are okay. So we're going to list these 2 sides from smallest to largest. I'm going to let this be the top, and I'm going to let this be the bottom. Because they said LMN. LMN. That would be the top, and then the other triangle would have to be the bottom. So we'd have to put it in that order. So this is the top, and then the other one would have to be the bottom. So 6, 9 from smallest to largest over, and what's smallest to largest? 4, 6. So the question is, are those equal? All right, so if I simplify those, I can take out a 2 top and bottom, that's 3 over 2. Does that equal, divide top and bottom by something, that would be 3 in this case. Does that equal 3 over 2? Yes, it does. So this is yes. So far so good. So this was good, and also the side and the side were also good. So far so good. So when I go LMN, LMN, I went nothing, then 6. I went nothing and then 6. So I have to do the same thing here. What matches up with 6? 4. So I'd have to do 4. So they said nothing and 4. So nothing and 6, that's the same thing as nothing and 4. So they did nothing, and then they did the 6. They did nothing, and then they did the 4. So that'd be OPN. So OPN is our answer right there. And what was the reason? It was this reason right here, SAS similarity. All right, and that is the answer number 4. And finally, number 5. All right, so this one. So on this one, do you think how many sides does one triangle have? 1, 2, 3. So you're using AA similarity, SAS similarity, or SSS similarity. And this one would be this one right here. That's the one we're trying to do because we have 3 sides, and the only one that has 3 sides is this one right here. So we're trying to see, does SSS similarity work? That's what we're asking. Does SAS similarity work? We're going to, they said EFG, so that would be your top, and the other one would be your bottom. So EFG, so this is your top one, and this would be your bottom. So list these from least to greatest. That would be 6, 8, 12. That's my top. And my bottom, from smallest to largest, would be 10, 12, and 16. The question is, are those equal? Meaning, are they proportional? One day I'll learn how to spell. Okay, so we're checking, are these good, yes or no? So if I simplify this, that's 3 over 5. This would be 2 over 3. Uh-oh, it's already not working. And that is 3 over 4. They are all supposed to equal. This did not work. So this right here is a no. And what was broken? Was it the corresponding angles or was it the corresponding sides? Was it the angles or the sides that was broken? It was definitely the sides which are broken. So that means corresponding sides are not proportional. So corresponding sides are not proportional. And that was what was broken. And that right there is the answer for number 5. And you're done for the day. Have a great and wonderful day.